Hey guys, it's Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. I am here today with myself. The long weekend we just had, I was lucky to be able to get this thing up at all. I got the Patreon poll out late, so getting these guys together on a Thursday night was not going to happen. The way Song Suggestion Friday works is you guys put your suggestions for songs to listen to in the comments. I choose from a number of them and I throw them into a Patreon poll. If you guys want to take part in that Patreon poll, go on over to Patreon. The link is in the description. Pledge $5 or more to me every month, and you can take part in that poll as well. Patrons vote on the songs. The top voted ones come back into a list that I or my buddies listen to, and then we grade it on a scale of plus equals negative sign. Plus sign means that we would actively seek it out again. Equal sign means we wouldn't actively seek it out. We wouldn't turn it off if it came on. Minus sign means we would avoid that shit at all costs. I did want to preface that I had to pull the results before the poll was closed, and as such, there were 3 songs that are not on this list today that should have been on the list, and I will either add those to next week or I will do a follow-up in the next few days and do a Song Suggestion Friday on those 3. All right, let's get into it. The Man Who Sold the World by David Bowie. I have heard this once or twice before. It's a great use of the sonic space. You can definitely tell David Bowie is a guy who cares about his craft. It's very colorful. There's lots of different instruments filling different timbres to create this whole picture, and I thought it was a good use. I've never really been big on Bowie's voice. I by no means hated it, but yeah, it never really stuck out to me. It is quite characteristic, though, I will say that. This is probably another case where the lyrics probably make the song, because the music itself didn't really turn me on or excite me. It was moving, but not a whole lot. But the harmonized ahs at the end of the song was a very nice touch. I did like that. I'm not huge into Bowie, but I can definitely tell why a lot of people would get into Bowie. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. The beat really, at the end of the day, makes this song. That's what got this on the radio. That's what got everybody listening to it. One of the things that's notable about the beat is that the bass does not fill up the low end as much as modern day rap, where that's like all the frickin' low end. Actually, a lot of that low end is filled up by the kick. These are great, relatable lyrics that even rich white people can understand. They're not necessarily going to be able to understand it from a personal level, but they'll be able to understand where the artist is coming from. And not to mention, I mean, the song just has a really good message as well. The chorus is very repetitive, but it doesn't degrade the song. As a matter of fact, you'll be singing this chorus by the end of it, guaranteed. And unlike a lot of rappers, this guy can actually sing well, which is a huge plus. I think that adds a lot of depth to this. I will say his flow is good, but his rapping voice is not preferable to me, but it's still really well done. Total grade for this song, plus sign. Do I Wanna Know by the Arctic Monkeys. I have heard this song a number of times before. I did not realize that's what this song was called. On the first listen and the first few listens, I really hated this song because I didn't listen to the lyrics, keep in mind, but the sound of it, the repetitiveness, the droning of it was so like, it just made you feel like shit. Then later when I started to pay attention to the lyrics, and the first line in the chorus is really what clued me in, crawling back to you. And then everything clicked. I was like, wow, this is actually excellently done. The music makes me feel like shit because that's what the artist feels like. It's like this droning, repetitive, can't get it out of your mind. It makes you feel malaise and gross feeling, just like the artist is talking about in the lyrics. And as opposed to the last Arctic Monkeys song I reviewed, I really like the lyrics on this one for sure. The guitar riff gets annoying after a while, but as I said, there is an artistic reason for that, and it's not annoying to the point where like I need to turn it off. This was very well produced. It seems like it's a minimalist piece, but in reality, there is a lot going on that you don't really pick up on unless you're listening closely. This is one of the few times I can actually dig on a fuzzy bass. Now, this bass wasn't too fuzzy, and that's probably why I enjoyed it more. For a traditional rock style of song, this was very well constructed. Total grade for this song, equal sign. To Bid You Farewell by Opeth. You can absolutely hear the Metallica influence on this one, especially at the very intro acoustic guitar part and when they finally get to the distorted part, very much. I always love Opeth's clean parts, and this was mostly clean throughout the whole song. It's kind of hard to nail down a genre for it, but it's like listening to a great classical, Latin, jazz, rock ensemble. It's really good. And then the badass bass lines, as always, which is what puts the icing on the cake and makes it exceptional. The one thing I would criticize about this is you can definitely tell the vocals are weaker in this than in Michael Ackerfeld's later work. In the distorted part, right when it kicks in with the harmonized guitars, really reminds me of like a young band who's trying to sound like Metallica. And the vocals at that distorted part really were not mixed well into the track. There's way too much room on them. They feel like they're disjointed from the rest of the song. They definitely should have been drier, a smaller room, and up close, more up front. Total grade for this song, +. Luminol by Steve Wilson. I love the bass in this song. Oddly enough, the beginning guitar sounded like a harmonica. Love to know how he did that. And then the Jazz Flu. There was tons of Jazz Flu in this one. You can definitely hear his Jethro Tull influences. The first 4 minutes gave you a great unique sense of tension. Then it resolves and melts into this really super chill clean part. And through that super chill clean part, the vocals come in and it does these really fucking sexy harmonies. And then a beautiful piano solo followed by a build-up that comes back to like a 2 or 3 minute finale. The tension builds, releases, and then builds again, and then gives you a nice resolution. Just fantastic. Total grade for this song, +. Goddamn by Avenged Sevenfold. The intro was very, very heavy. The song, for the most part, is very heavy. Not much to me stuck out on this song. Of the stage album, this is not one of my faves. Chorus kind of sounds like a rehash from a number of their other songs. It does have an interesting guitar solo, which I don't think I've listened to quite an out-of-the-box solo from Sinister Gates. And the song also has a cool clean part as well in the bridge. It's a well-constructed song, but compared to the rest of their catalog, I feel like there's better ones out there. Total grade for this song, =. Muffin Man by Frank Zappa. The intro is hilarious. You can definitely see the parallels between him and Steve Vai. You can see how he influenced Steve Vai quite a bit. Oh, and for the record, cupcakes all day, every day, bro. The actual main part of the song with like the main riff, the main theme, is extraordinarily weird, but at this point I'm just like, I don't even care. This is just great. This is hilarious. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. He's just messing around and being a weirdo and having fun and actually making it enjoyable to listen to while you're at it. Well, I guess that's subjective. Then it just gets more bizarre because it's just 2 minutes of guitar shredding, like 1970s guitar shredding. And then it ends the song with a reprise of the theme and then going out on like a thank you for joining us tonight and wherever the fuck they are and like introducing all the band members like he's at a concert. I don't get it, but I like it. Total grade for this song, +. Bang Bang by Green Day. The production reminds me of Metallica's Garage Incorporated, actually. Very in your face, very small room. It has a hard edge, but there's still a sharpness and a cleanness. The Phrygian part definitely reminded me of something Metallica or Iron Maiden would do. There's not a whole lot to specifically say about this. It's pretty basic, but an enjoyable song. Total grade for this song, =. The Pot by Tool. The intro of the song is great with the vocals and the bass. It really fools you on the time signature until the drums come in. The chorus is great. The simple "you must have been high" part of the song is very simple, but just so effective. His delivery is so on point. The vocal melody and the placement of the guitars in the verse really, to me, is what makes this more exceptional. I should say in all of the verses. It's got a fantastic groove that'll get you swaying and bobbing your head. The bridge is so tasty, especially at the muted guitar part in the beginning. You can really hear all the detail in his playing. And then to go off with the chuggy drums and to slightly escalate the guitars is just, damn. It's just really good. Total grade for this song, +. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation, but Feldeinsamkeit by Brahms. The first time I listened to this song, which this was the first time, was the other night, I nearly cried by the end of it. I'm typically not a fan of classical German vocal pieces, but this one really was exceptional. The piano accompaniment was delicate and wholesome. Obviously, Brahms writes gorgeous melodies. I mean, that can't be disputed. But the key to any great classical piece is execution, and I don't use the word flawlessly very often or very lightly, but the execution was flawless. If you open your mind, just sit down and just listen to it, maybe even close your eyes, the experience is sublime. Total grade for this song, plus sign. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday, guys. I'm sorry I will not be putting out my suggestions today. If I do this follow-up video, I will put my suggestions in there. If you would like to take part in the Patreon poll, please go down to the link in the description to go to my Patreon, pledge $5 or more a month, and you can take part in that poll as well. If you want to know when my videos come out, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Rock on!